Welcome back, Mitch here, excited to share with you the final tab in my repurposing content automation system. And we're talking about all of the other ones that don't fit in with blog posts, podcasts, YouTube videos, and so forth. For us specifically, we do a lot of online summits. So online summits are very similar to podcasts, but there's a few extra things that we create. So I've built that into this workflow. But this would also work well if you were doing a lot of Facebook or YouTube lives where you want to take that long form transcript and then turn it into promotional content, and then also highly valuable content that you can use on your social media profiles as well. In a video that I just posted yesterday, I focus entirely on social media where I show how 73 different posts get generated within a couple of minutes. And so I'm not going to cover that part in this particular video. I'll show you where it is in the workflow and how we get there, but just go back and view that in total because I show the full system around it and the full thinking. And honestly, I don't know anybody who has thought up that system that I have shown you in that particular video. So after this one, go and watch that. If I remember, I'll put it down below, but if not, you'll easily find that in one of the recent videos. So here's how this particular one works. And also, if you're new here, this is the first video you've seen. Basically, I got sick of all these micro SaaS tools that just solve very tiny problems. And I decided to build my own. And I realized that my own workflows were so much more efficient. They were actually much cheaper and they were much easier to do. I'm not a coder. I'm not a developer. I just kind of figure out things as I go and build them the way that I want them. When it comes to this tab, the things that we need to add here before we press play is all the important information from a transcript. From there, we're going to then create a summary outline or like it's almost like a blog post, but we actually call it a cliff notes. We're going to create different promotional materials. We've got a quiz. So if you want to add it into a members area and ask and quiz people on the questions and the answers for that particular content, we do that in our members area sometimes, and then promote it. And then the social media posts, which I'll show you here at the end. But basically what we need to add in is our host name, our guest name. So this is an interview format. If you're not doing an interview, then you would just say not available or NA or whatever. The title of that particular talk, if you have one. If not, give it a title because you need a title to promote anything. And then you paste the transcript in here. As soon as you do that, then we just hit create summary and then the AI goes off and it creates an outline first of the particular transcript. Now, this is following basically the same structure as what we did in the blog post production. So go back and check the article writing video if you want to get a deep understanding of that workflow. But the idea is this. If you just ask it to summarize the transcript in one prompt, it doesn't do a very good job. It will only be super short to begin with, and it will add a lot of fluff and it will probably go off track, not creating that great of an asset or that great of notes that you would actually want to use. So first we create an outline, and the outline is prompted in a way that says produce a headline in markdown format, which is the 2 hashtags here, and then add a couple of bullet points that were discussed in there so that when we come back over this in the next prompt, it will then create a longer version of this. And that's exactly what we've done here. So all it does is, let's bring up the automation for you to have a quick look at. So it grabs the transcript from here, creates the outline in this particular prompt. And then once the outline is done, we then set that variable as the input brief. And then it works through each of those sections, which I just showed you. So this is what we would call a section. So we would split a section like this, which is from if the section begins with 2 hashtags up until the next 2 hashtags, then we're asking it to feed it through OpenAI again, one at a time. So we're iterating through each of those individually. And for every 25% of those outputs, we're sending it into an edit, basically saying, hey, redo this section again, but this time add more headlines, so H3 headlines, and add some bullet points just to split up the way that the text is written. Then we aggregate all of those particular outputs or those bundles again at the end before we feed it back into Airtable. That way, when we feed it back in here, which is the AI summary, it should be split up and a little bit nicer to read. So you can see here in this first section, we've got a few bullet points, a couple more bullet points here. It does get off track a little bit. So like you would want to come in and edit out anywhere where it tries to add conclusions where it shouldn't be. So you would remove that there. It also adds in hey pet parents in the middle of things as well. So you would remove that. You would probably remove 20% of what's written here and just change a few things. But overall, it creates a much more comprehensive output. It's probably about 2,200 words, which is impossible to get just from the one prompt if you're going to use ChatGPT just to say, hey, summarize this particular transcript. It'll do maybe 500 to 700 words maximum. Whereas if you do it this way, where you're iterating through multiple times, then it's going to create a high quality output for you. And then you can come in and you do your editing and you can add extra resources or extra facts and statistics and stuff if you like to make it a really solid piece of content. And again, go and look at the blog post one, how we do that. It shows you every single part of the process. But like I said, we use this as a summit interview. So we want to promote that as well. So I ask it to do 5 bullet points written in a curiosity format that we can add onto the website and into our emails to get people curious about what's coming up in that particular transcript or that particular interview. So I ask it to create 5 so that we can use 3 of them. And it's always best to have more to work from and then delete a few than it is to have the amount you want and realize that you don't actually have good quality stuff. So we do that. Also in our members area, we add in some different quizzes and stuff for our audience members. So it references the entire transcripts and provides some questions and answers here that we can add in. The reason why we started doing this is because we add in CEU points for some of our courses, and then they have to have quizzes in order to get the CEU points. If you're not doing that, there may not be a reason to do quizzes, but ultimately it's up to you. But the point here is you can do it with AI, which is pretty mind-blowing. Then we add in our email prompt here for the affiliate. So basically, this is creating an email for the person who is being interviewed to then share it. So basically, I've stepped this out into sections, which is asking the AI to complete these sections and feeding it through ChatGPT and then back into Airtable again. And this is what comes out. So again, you probably want to delete 20% of this. It's probably slightly too long, but it gives you a really good starting point for an email to work through. And then here comes the social post. So I actually added every single social post template into this one. There's about 70 of them, 73 you can see here. And what this particular section does here is it picks up all of these templates based on what I went through TypeShare. And again, go back and look at a previous video where I talk about TypeShare and what it is. There's also an affiliate link in the description if you do want to sign up. I'd love for you to use that link. But it iterates again through every single one of those templates and then provides these really high quality social media posts that you can then use however you want. So you could add these as just text social media posts on, Threads or Twitter or whatever. Or you could put them onto an image and use them as image posts on Instagram. Or you could put them onto a video and post those as reels on all of the different short form content, video content platforms. But it's taking really solid pieces of content, templates that have been proven by people who have gone viral on the different platforms like X or Twitter, and they've created a way for you to use it no matter what industry you're in. So again, go and watch the other video. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I'm not seeing anybody talk about that, but it creates really high quality social posts, as you can see here. And it just does it on autopilot, which is pretty cool. So that's basically the end of that workflow, where now all we need to do is just do a little bit of editing, put the different pieces in the right places on our social media, on our website, on our emails, and we're good to go. So this particular workflow used to take my team 2 to 3 hours to do, I would say. Now it's going to take them probably 15 to 20 minutes, which blows my mind. Maybe if we added social media graphics, it's going to take a little bit longer. But anyway, it's pretty mind-blowing and also very exciting at the same time. And we're only just beginning. This workflow is just going to be continued to be optimized. It's going to get better and better. So if this is your first video, I'd encourage you to look at the playlist and go and watch all of this particular workflow from the start. I probably could have charged $1,000 for this particular course, but I'm giving it away for free. Basically, I got tired of having all of these micro SaaS tools and different subscriptions, and it annoyed me. So I just started building my own. And if you are somebody who wants more efficiency in your life, you want to use these AI tools properly so that you can create high quality pieces of content. And if you really want to start building your own internal software. It's basically what we're building here. Then these videos are definitely for you. I'm going to keep producing as many of them as I can. And I'd love for you to subscribe. If you haven't yet, subscribe. See you in tomorrow's video.